Alright, so welcome to Radio Royale with Adam Cartel. I am the aforementioned Adam Cartel, and welcome to the show. Joe himself is going to explain what the gun is going to be all about, and I'm going to give him the speaker, give him a speaker role, and I'm going to take a back seat. So, I'm going to give you the speaker role for the time being, and the ball is yours. Ball's out, Joe.
Well, hello everyone. Good day. I hope my microphone is okay. Let me know if it isn't because I had some issues with it earlier. So let me know. Does it sound okay? Just yeah, no. I have to fuck you guys. Alright, cool. Right, so this is gonna be a bit of a long read. I really made sure to to do some research and whatnot. So today we have the gun of the week. Well, not really weak because, well, whatever. Look, doesn't matter. We have the EM2, which is a British rifle. Hold on, before I start talking about it more in details, let me just put a picture on it here so you guys know how it looks. Or if Adam could, go search it up and look it up, that'd be nice as well. But yeah, I think this does for now. Anyways, so let me read my notes real quick. Right, so I always sort of try to make a nickname for the gun, so I kind of decided that this nickname for this gun is the British rifle that never was. This rifle was very fascinating in that it was supposed to be the first ever bullpup rifle and also the first ever rifle to use intermediate standardized ammunition with the rest of the newly formed NATO, that being the 280 British. Of course, you might be wondering, why haven't I heard of this rifle? Well, let's start from the very beginning. The year is 1945. World War II just ended, but a new foe just emerged, that being the Soviet Union, and the British Army needed a new cartridge if they were to survive. The 303 ammunition they've been using since the 19th century was starting to get old and incompatible with modern weapons, most notably magazines of these modern guns. So the Royal Small Arms Factory tasked the Polish engineer named Roman Korsak with producing a new light machine gun named the EM1 to shoot the German 7.92 by 57mm Mauser rounds. The idea being that they had plenty of that ammunition, seeing as the Germans lost the war and that was their main ammunition. Right, his design was basically a copy of the German FG-42, a paratrooper machine gun with a magazine on the left side and a one-time scope, in some versions that is. To help with the aiming, let me try to find FG-42 so you can get an understanding of how the rifle looks. I would kind of like a version with a scope on. Yeah, this looks good. You can kind of see some of the similarities between the two weapons. Sort of. Alright, so back to my notes real quick. Shit man, this thing's so fucking long. Anyways, some of the designs made it to the EM2, namely the scope, as you can see. After this, another Polish engineer, I decided to use his later anglicized name, since his original name is hard to pronounce. This bit was more for Adam. Me being a Slavic man, I can pronounce it, whatever. Anyway, so basically this guy is named Jensen, Stefan Jensen. He created a EM2, which is based off of the intermediate round of the SGT-44, which I think was 7.92 by 39mm Kurz. Right, anyway, so, like I said, I completely fucking forgot to explain that there are two lines of EM1 and EM2 rifles because British are fucking dumb or something, I don't know. The first line, which I have just explained, that was a failure, that did not work out. It's just more a stepping stone to what came the EM2. Yes, so basically this was in 1945. Now, came 1947, which basically the British Army decided, oh, we're gonna need a new cartridge, which they have made the 280 British, which is the new cartridge that they decide to use from there forward. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Apologies for the not very professionalism from my side. Anyways, so basically once this new cartridge was created, it was created for marksmanship because the British wanted a very accurate rifle. That's why they chose a rifle with a bullpup design with a long barrel and a scope. So again, so they wanted to have that 280 British as the standard NATO round, which is where we get to the most heartbreaking part of this whole story, and that's the US being politicking once again. Right, so do you guys remember after the FNFL, or when we did the FNFL episode, where I basically said, or Adam said, that the whole reason why they didn't adopt the FNFL was because the Americans felt, oh, we're gonna make a new weapon that's gonna be homegrown because we won war, we need to be glorious about our stuff or whatever. That's not the start of this story, because the start is, okay, so let's go back to 1945, when Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of Britain in that time, and US President Truman sat down and said, oh, we're gonna have a new cartridge that's gonna be, shared. So basically they did that, and in 1951, the trials happened in the US with a few rifles, right? They tested the 280 British with the EM2 rifle and FNFL, which I'll get onto later. And the US basically said, no, we don't like this. This is just like too underperforming. We want this 7.62, which later became an 8 round. And basically they wouldn't budge, right? That they would say, no, we want this, we don't care. So Churchill said, okay, you win. We're gonna unadopt the round and the rifle, which is the reason why I called it the British rifle that never was, because it was only the service rifle for 4 years, right? Anyway, so basically, that's what had happened, and the thing was, right, that they, the Belgians made the FNFL originally for the 280 British. So the British said, okay, you don't want 280 British, that's fine, but we're gonna switch over to 7.62. But we want, everyone is gonna have this new FNFL. It's a great rifle. It's great, and that's where the story continued in the FNFL episode, where that didn't happen. So the US screwed up not only the M2, but also the FNFL. So yeah, that's great. They ruined two beautiful Cold War rifles just because they wanted to have an M14. The goddamn M14. Anyways, right, to finish up this whole talk, let's talk about the quirks of the guns, so to say. Basically, there are two things that are notable. First thing, which is very, very cool, which is the fact that if you have a magazine with a round in it, the gun basically detects it and it pushes the bolt forward. Basically, so once you reload, the bolt goes forward, you can shoot. Which is something that isn't even a thing on guns nowadays, let alone goddamn 60, 70 years ago. So that's very commendable, and it's fucking crazy that this random rifle had that. And then it would be the scope. The scope in and of itself isn't as interesting. Well, technically it is, but the fact that it was on a carry handle, and also that it had another set of iron sights that were slightly to the side, so that were very emergency, so to say, if the scope broke. But yeah, those two quirks are very interesting for the rifle, because that scope actually survived onto the FNFL scope trials they later had once they adopted that rifle. Of course, that didn't really happen. I would say the last thing to mention about this rifle in particular is the fact that this design technically inspired the SA-80, which later on became the L-85. So technically the gun survived, but the like design-wise, nothing really came from that. It's more of just a bullpup gun with a long barrel that looks similar.
Boy.
What the fuck? Hello. What the fuck you doing here, Artie? Let me talk about my weapons. But after the Russian nuclear bomb was created, that idea kind of stopped for a good reason. But yeah, anyways, thank you for listening to my pep talk about fucking guns. And yeah, like I said, thanks Adam for having me on, and I hope to see you all later.
Right, thanks Joe. Thanks for sharing us about the EM2 and a little bit about the FAL again and the Americans' role in ruining guns. Thanks, Joe. And yeah, the first ever bullpup rifle, the EM2. And I see Audie's already over here. The speaker roll. Get out of here for a while. I'm gonna talk to you later. You're gonna move to audience for now. Before we proceed with our next set of songs, I'm going to share about this ongoing project that our chairman Stephen has been doing for the past few months, and it's the Bakamitai Majima posting version, and he asked all of us to submit our versions of our vocals for Bakamitai. Have you already submitted yours? It's the English version, okay? If you ever have the time to record your own voice, if you haven't done so already, please do so, and send your vocals over to Stephen through his DMs. I think you can send it over Facebook or Discord, whatever. As long as you get that sent, that'll be great. I've seen the preview already. He already showed it to the patriarchs. It's epic. It's really cool, guys. So we need more voices, and I hope you could share this moment with all of you, because I'm telling you right now, it's pretty darn unforgettable. It's pretty epic. It's I consider it a milestone, a very important milestone in Majima posting. Not just because it's a karaoke video, but because there's an added bonus to it. That's pretty much I can't put it in words. I can't spoil it to you. That's how it's if I put it into words, it will be one terrible spoiler. Just like how Rikiya dies in Yakuza 3, Sumeya dies in Yakuza 6, Yasuko dies in Yakuza 4, etc, etc, etc. So yeah, please send your Bakamitai English vocals if you haven't done so already, and see you in September in the video. Anyway, I'd also like to say that we have a question of the week. I forgot to mention this at the start of the show. Our question for the week is, what's a big plot twist that happened in your life? That's probably not verbatim. Yep, it wasn't verbatim. My question is, what's the most absurd real-life plot twist that you've personally experienced? There's still time for you to send your stories, or you could also request me over at the discussions channel to share that story yourself, and I'll put you on call. I'm gonna start by reading with one of the stories that one of you guys sent over to me, and I'm gonna accept calls from all of you. And after that first set of questions, we're gonna proceed with the Odyssey Swanto interview. So stick around, guys. We're gonna play our next songs, The next songs are... Oh no, I got you. A rhythm bot kicked me out. Our next songs are Yang Terlupakan by Iwan Fals and Menunggu Pagi by Peter Pan. So, yeah, let's do this.
Denting piano, kala jemari menari, nada merambat pelan di kesunyian malam saat datang rintik hujan bersama sebuah bayang yang pernah terlupakan. Hati kecil berbisik untuk kembali padanya. 1000 kata menggoda, 1000 sesal di depan mata. Seperti menjelma waktu aku tertawa kala memberimu dosa. Rasa sesal di dasar hati, diam tak mau pergi. Haruskah aku lari dari kenyataan ini? Pernah ku mencoba sembunyi, namun senyummu tetap mengikuti. Sesal di dasar hati, diam tak mau pergi. Haruskah aku lari dari kenyataan ini? Pernah ku mencoba untuk sembunyi, namun senyummu tetap mengikuti. Rasa sesal di dasar hati, diam tak mau pergi. Haruskah aku lari dari kenyataan ini? Pernah ku mencoba untuk sembunyi, namun senyummu tetap mengikuti. Rasa sesal di dasar hati, diam tak mau pergi. Haruskah aku lari dari kenyataan ini? Rasa sesal di dasar hati, diam tak mau pergi. Haruskah aku lari dari kenyataan ini? Pernah ku mencoba untuk sembunyi, namun senyummu tetap mengikuti.
ini siapa-siapa. Kayaknya aku lebih baik sendiri sekarang. Dan aku juga gak mau sakit lagi.
Apa yang terjadi dengan hatiku? Ku masih di sini menunggu pagi, seakan letih tak menggangguku. Ku masih terjaga menunggu pagi. Entah kapan malam berhenti, teman, aku masih menunggu pagi.
Aku sayang sama kamu sejak kamu beli situ. Sampai sekarang, kamu tuh nggak tahu kayak apa aku sayang sama kamu. Kamu tuh nggak
Itu dia masalahnya, Gas. Aku gak pernah bener-bener tahu. Aku nunggu, Gas. Nunggu. Tapi akhirnya aku sadar satu hal. Kamu gak sayang itu sama aku.
That I time traveled. The next song is what the fudge. The next song is Andaikan Kau Datang Kembali by Ruth Sahanaya and George Jakarta by KLA Project. Sorry about that. Let's proceed.
Terlalu indah dilupakan, terlalu sedih dikenangkan. Setelah aku jauh berjalan dan ku tinggalkan, betapa hatiku bersedih mengenang kasih dan sayangmu, setulus pesanmu kepadaku, engkau kan menunggu. Andaikan kau datang kembali, jawaban apa yang kan ku beri? Adakah jalan yang kau temui untuk kita kembali lagi?
masih seperti dulu. Tiap sudut menyapaku bersahabat, penuh selaksa makna. Terhanyut aku akan nostalgia saat kita sering meluangkan waktu, nikmati bersama suasana Jogja. Di persimpangan langkahku terhenti, ramai kaki lima menjajakan sajian khas berselera. Orang duduk bersila, musisi jalanan mulai beraksi. Seiring laraku kehilanganmu, merintih sendiri di telan deru kotamu. Musisi jalanan mulai beraksi. Seiring laraku kehilanganmu, merintih sendiri di telan deru kotamu. Tak kembali senyummu yang nan abadi. Pulang lagi bila hati mulai sepi tanpa terobati. Kembali, namun kau tak menghadirkan senyummu yang nan abadi. Izinkanlah aku untuk selalu pulang lagi bila hati mulai sepi tanpa terobati. Walau kini engkau telah tiada, tak kembali, namun kau tak menghadirkan senyummu abadi.
Right, so that was Ruth Sahanaya with Andaikan Kau Datang Kembali and KLA Project with Yogyakarta. Like what Audie said, the first song was something about God and about how someone's a bit hesitant to speak to God about stuff. I wonder. Audie, can you explain that song later to us? It sounds interesting. Later during your interview, I'm gonna ask you some stuff about those songs, in addition to the questions that I will ask of you. And yeah, so to everyone over here who just jumped in, we're going to interview Audie later. We're gonna have an interview with none other than Audie Siswanto in a few minutes from now. But first, we're going to read a story about this week's question, which is, what's the most absurd real-life plot twist that you've ever experienced in your life? And that's from none other than, again, JJ, who sent me the story over at my Discord account. So we're going to read JJ's story. Hey again, Adam, it's JJ. For my absurd plot twist, this happened recently. In a Discord RP server, a friend of mine, let's call her Haruka, LMAO, got angry at me because I sucked at role-playing now. That was really weird for her to do that, since a while back, I accidentally triggered her and she forgave me for it. But now, she won't forgive me for something dumb and meaningless? What? Oh please, what a nishiki moment. After discussing with the Majima posting gang, Alurs DM'd me about this and discussed this with me. She said I should just forget about Haruka and block her, since being mad over role-playing is stupid, which I completely agree with. However, Haruka's friend had his own side of the story. He said Haruka was mad because I was being a quote-unquote dick and triggered her short fuse. Look, I get that she has a short temper, but it's still dumb to get over something meaningless. Anyway, that's all. Alright, thank you for your story, JJ. So I guess the plot twist with that one is that she got angry for something that you've done before, but she didn't get angry with, right? When you did something similar before, she didn't get mad like the way she did now. Yeah, it happens usually. It happens to some of us too. Like, for instance, especially when I get into an argument with someone for something that they agreed with before. Like, there was this one time when a teacher told me and my friends that we could play in this particular zone beside the library in our school. It's called the discussion area, and you're free to make noise over there, so that you don't have to make noise in the library. But one time, a guard went to our zone and then asked us for our IDs because we are apparently in violation of some school rules. Like, hey, dude, I told the guard, the teacher told us that we can make noise here, but you're telling us something completely different. It's pretty inconsistent and a bit annoying, but sometimes those plot twists really cost you. For some of us, it's just a lighter consequence than most. But I hope that the consequence that you got about what recently happened with Haruka, I hope that you'll get over it gracefully. And if there's any bad blood that happened between the two of you, I hope it doesn't last too long. But then again, sometimes you really do have to consider pruning your consider choosing your friends. And yeah, I don't know exactly what's the complete story behind the both of you, but I wish you the best. And Haruka too. I can't believe I just said it, but I wished Haruka the best. Not Haruka Sawamura, okay? Haruka can go do whatever the fuck she wants. I don't hate Haruka though, but yeah. So, if anyone out here wants to share their story too, just hit me up or say your what do you call this? State your intentions over here at the discussions channel. Does anyone want to share their own plot twist story over the podcast? Yeah, fuck Haruka, she said. Okay. Does anyone want to share their stories? Alright then. I guess while waiting for one of you or a few of you to share your stories, I think I'm gonna share mine. Because I personally also had my own share of plot twists in life, and one of them is when I befriended someone whom I met someone over at my school through a classmate of mine. This guy's named Mick, and he told me that he's doing this sort of project of his for a film, and but I think it's a personal film, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it for you. I told my friend Chris, and Chris here is not our Chris, okay? I have a different Chris friend, and this Chris plays Magic the Gathering, and this is what he used me to pull, and this is the bargaining chip that he used to pull me in with this film project of his friend. I play Magic the Gathering, and he told me that they have a playgroup, and after this we can discuss about this little project of his for over a game of Magic the Gathering. As it turns out, this friend of his, this Mick guy is none other than Mikhail Red, who ended up being a prominent director, a film director here in the Philippines. And as it turns out, this little film project of his was ended up being his first breakout movie here in the country. First indie film that played in Cinemalaya, which is a film fest, and I got to join the film as one of the main characters. And I showed up in the movie. I was murdered on the streets by a gang of street urchins. That's my role was, and I was bloody as hell. And that was my first film with Mick. I had another film. I guess the plot twist here is I met someone who I didn't realize was a prominent member of Filipino pop culture, and ended up becoming one of the influential figures in Filipino film. So, Mick, shout out to you. I hope we meet again. I think the last time that we met was like a few weeks ago. we ate in our local mall over here, in the mall near my cafe. We just caught up and played another round of Magic the Gathering. He had his girlfriend with him. I hope I had my girlfriend in there too, so that we could have a double date. But that could be saved for after the pandemic's over. Anyway, I've said a lot of things already, and we still have an interview with Audie. And speaking of Audie, it's time to do his interview. So right now he's already on the speaker stage. We're gonna talk about this. We're going to talk about this guy and what he's all about and what he's doing here in the server. No. Not really. We're going to have a word with him, just like we had a word with Constantine before. And yeah, so let's begin. Hi, Audie. How are you doing?
I don't know. Maybe I'm good, maybe I'm not.
How are you doing? I don't know. That's a nice start.
Yeah, that's a nice start.
Wait, what are you up to? What are you up to recently?
What am I up to? Recently I work, comic book and stuff, and a meeting that you were supposed to be in actually got fucking dead.
See, that's the point. I was away from the internet for quite a while earlier today because I had to rush some video editing skills. But yeah, that's beside the point.
That's okay.
This is
that's
all
okay.
about you. You have the spotlight right now. So hi, Audie.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, and it's good to have you here.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah. And can you tell us something about yourself? Don't answer that question because that's a little too vague. You have a lot of things to say. So let's start with some specific, shall we?
Okay. Sure.
See. How exactly did Audie Siswanto begin? Let's
Wait.
give it like your childhood. basically? How did it begin? How did it start? How did you become who you are right now?
Okay. First
Let's
of
start
all,
with the
well,
full beginnings.
all right, all right. First of all, well, thank you for having me here. Yes. I know it's a honor, and for me, it's something that most of people wouldn't expect. But yeah. Starting from Adam's question, yeah. How the hell I began? I would easily say that my family is, it's quite rowdy and it, honestly kind of dramatic, but not the tele, but not the telenovela kind. Yeah, it's not like a telenovela, but it's not an ordinary family for me. But good things, bad things. I always feel that without having an incredibly interesting family, I would easily say that I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't, my life wouldn't be like this, and I also feel that I wouldn't be an entertainer or something like that. Yeah, maybe I'm just a nobody, perhaps, if my family is not that interesting. Forgot then. Say, anyone who's familiar with Indonesian history, perhaps would recognize a name that I wouldn't mention, but let's just say my ancestor predicted things that actually happens in the future of this country. A mystic, a poet, incredibly revered on Central Java. So yeah, for God's sake, there are an actual interesting blood running around here. And well, I would say that everything start from me basically being a weakling. I was incredibly bullied, yeah, from elementary, junior high, and honestly, I don't feel that I would became something. I wouldn't fight for something. I'm just going to be a nobody, since all those bullying, and especially growing up on a elite school made me think that, man, I would not be like them.
What were you
But
bullied for back
huh?
then? What were you bullied
Man,
for?
back then I was incredibly thin. I always felt that back then I was what do you call, incredibly chump, and I was on those American movies, those guys who are basically set on the corner, something like that. But not as a geek, not as the chumps, the outcast, in the worst kind of outcast, to be honest.
Hmm. Like a social
And
pariah in your school? Like
not a social pariah, bro. But my friends are, and since I befriend them, their reputation spills over to me too.
I see.
Well,
So you got bullied
sorry.
for associating with those people?
Yeah, and also being weird, honestly.
Hmm.
Being a goddamn clown, yeah. But I would easily say that everything changed when I decided to. I know this is a deep move. I know this is a bad move. But during the third class of the junior high period, I basically got in touch with a person that is incredibly an alpha. But this guy, he doesn't bully me. He actually, you're my friend, you're my bro, man. And honestly, after that, basically, I decided to do the unthinkable, and I left my friends. I literally left my old friends. Those weirdos. Honestly, those people who, spoiler alert for possible future episodes, but I will say that they became actual problematic people in real life with drug problems and all that kind of stuff.
Drug problems.
Yes, in the future. In the future, they actually, this is a kind of spoiler if another episode with me is made. But yeah, they basically fall into fall into problematic territory, and I kind of say thanks God for me already, leaving the group way much earlier before anything bad happened. And the
So you
group,
learned that you learned that lesson early on in life. It's important to really choose your friends and cut
yes,
off some of them if need be.
correct. Alright.
Mm.
These people are basically I know they are trying to be good, but they are living on a bubble, if I could say.
What do you mean by
Living on a
that?
bubble. Pardon?
What do you mean by that?
By living in a bubble, they are living on a bubble. They are not going out to the real world, not seeing the realities out there. They believe that they are the right one,
Mm,
things like that. Self-righteous.
I see.
Well, my new group, my new friends are basically. I'm not saying that they are the cool guys, but the chats are no. They're basically the real ones. And this club is basically we still hangs out even till today. From junior high even till today. Proving that they're basically the real one, the cool guys one, and befriending them, and especially eventually becoming an aniki to that alpha guy I mentioned earlier. Basically, I saw new worlds. I saw, oh, this is the real world, man. Without all the judgment and all that kind of stuff. Turns out the real world is interesting. But I actually wish for something that may guide me in the future. Basically, I hope that in the future, Audi will change. Audi will, wouldn't be like this, and I will explain that later.
So you
And
basically found your own Aniki somewhere down the line, which is him.
yes, and actually, this Aniki, I would say that back then, I'm his Bucky when he's Captain America, or if he's Green Arrow, I'm Red Arrow, or I don't know, man. If you guys read comics, you guys will be familiar, with the concept sidekicks.
Mm.
And basically this guy became my quote unquote my Captain America, to me being the sidekick, me being the Winter Soldier, me being the James Buchanan Barnes, the Bucky. Basically even he's my Aniki, but
He's the Fresh Prince and you're Carlton.
pardon.
So you're the Fresh Prince and he's the Fresh Prince and you're Carlton Banks.
Yes, correct.
Hmm.
Yeah. He kind of orders things a lot. Despite being a good bro, being a good Aniki. His separated complex kinda, being up there. And actually, and during these times too, we are separated. He went to a different school, and I went also into a different school. But well, things on my first school, senior high, is kinda questionable at the very end. To the point,
Define kinda questionable.
I was instead of being a clown, I was wild card on everything, on organization I am in, on extracurricular club I'm in, on even teachers called me a wild card.
A what?
Wild card.
Wild
Records.
card. I see.
Yeah. And also that time, I basically separated with my female best friend, and basically I'm alone. So I actually decided to move to my Aniki's senior high. We are reunited in the final year of senior high.
Do you think you became a wild card during that time because he was separated from you? Do you think his presence was an important influence to you back then, that when he disappeared, things got off the rails?
Could easily say that, I could easily say that, because this guy, and rest in peace, his dearly beloved and recently passed away mother, they actually introduced me to the world of filmmaking. And back then I don't have any dreams, I don't have any what the hell I'm going to do in life. But basically the two, him and his dearly departed mother, they introduced me to filmmaking, they introduced me to the entertainment industry, and it basically started everything, honestly. Without them, man, I don't know if I'm interested at all in films without them, actually. And
Let's focus on these films, this aspect of your life. when you were introduced to them, when they introduced you to films, what was the first movie that they showed you, or how did they get you into it?
They know I watch many movies. They know I love it, but I don't want to work on it at the very first point. But my Aniki always considered me as, if I could say, he considers me as above my head. Basically, I'm losing my mind in his head. He considers me as a potential writer for him. And I wrote a I wrote a movie. I wrote a script without any experiences, but just via Google. I learned this and that, the structure and all that kind of stuff. And he basically won a competition with the script I wrote. And starting from that, he basically, man, dude, fucking move to my place, man. Fucking move to my senior high, man. We could go big. We could fight here. And well, this is the interesting part actually. I moved to his school. Basically during this 1 year of school, the final year of school of senior high. Everything actually happens there. The first time I actually had a crush on someone, actual feeling for someone. The first time my Aniki basically sucker punched me because I did something incredibly bad. The first time, man, everything happens there. Everything happens there on that school. In only 1 year, everything is comparable to a TV series, including all the achievement, all the cups and everything that that me and my Aniki got on the extracurricular activity on his school. And currently, I also actually work on that school now. I teach on the extracurricular club too, with him too, also. And yeah, pardon.
So it's like ever since senior high, or a little bit before that, your name, you have been surrounded by crazy stuff. Has it always been that controversial? Did it never stop after that?
This is an interesting part. During the era where I'm still a sidekick for him, I could easily say that my controversies is also his, or my controversies will be also his, and he will clean up my mess, and me trying to help him get out from his mess too. That including serious things or not serious things. But I would easily say that everything goes to hell when I graduated. I graduated again. He studies on Malaysia and I study on Indonesia. So once again separated from my Aniki. Here's the interesting part. During college, early part of the college years, I decided to I want to mark my own name, man. I want to be my own self, not being steered around by my Aniki. I mean, for that then sake, my Aniki also had to say, that girl is bad. Don't date her. Don't date this girl instead. He's that kind of bro. He's that kind of best friend. He's incredibly vocal about my decision and all that kind of stuff. So when I decide to fight for myself, I mark my name for myself. From that point, everything really goes to hell. Like my decision, for example, I became a cosplayer. I became a movie critic too. And my words of being a critic, my words of being a movie journalist, man, my words are inflammatory, firebrand, perhaps.
Okay.
Also, being a cosplayer too. Back then, I did. I would say that my decisions is actually okay, but it's controversial and people hate me or something like that. And there is this actual point where, let's just say that I had my first girlfriend in life. I was an incredibly happy man back then. I was an incredibly happy person, incredibly cheerful. But I would easily say that our relationship was incredibly questionable. And after that, that's where things goes to hell to the point. I would say that keeping her maybe not the problem, but everything that happens after her is the problem. Like for example, discovering that she basically cheated on me the whole time. I mean, man, my first goddamn girlfriend cheated on me.
Mm.
Yeah, it basically ruins my mind, man. It basically shaped the whole idea of me. I'm not worthy for people, but from that point on, I also I fell into a hole to the point I should be an asshole. I should be a bad person because the world is bad. I should be a bad person, but over time, over this and that, and even when I discovered that this is, I don't know if this is kind of personal or not, but I would say that I have witnessed someone that I truly cared fell into the category of. You guys are familiar with that emergence manga, Dojin Emergence?
So,
Yeah. Basically, that happened, and I was left 3 or 4. Actually, till today. Actually, I would incredibly honest to you all. I am, despite how happy I am to you guys, despite how I show myself, oh, I'm the wacky guy. Even till today, I'm still struggling for thinking that that person fell into the emergence hole. Not my fault. I'm still struggling to think that that is not my fault when all the time I say, oh, that's my fault, that's my fault, that's my fault. So yeah, and starting from there, I do admit I made questionable decisions surrounded by controversies and crazy shit. But yeah.
so just to
But do-
clarify, your friend was the equivalent to Saki in the Emergence manga, not you. You're not the one who went through the Emergence story.
Yeah. She fell into that territory, and it kind of made
Dyed
me.
your hair.
Uh,
So-
it-
Mm, go on.
No, Adam. I kind of also fell down too, but in a different way. I must say that there are still lots of story to be told. But let me tell you
Yep.
this: my initial idea is that, well, I would say that I am too far gone as a person. I'm too far gone. Let me double down. But currently I'm too far gone. I've lost way too many things, but I gained so many things, including you guys, including Adam too. But that's why I felt that I need to double down. I need to fight for everything I want. So yeah, there are still even later things that I could detail more, but that should be on a future part. But at the very least, I would say that everything that happens to me, for me, is the reason why I want. For example, Majim posting should be a big name. Should be a what is it called? A Sego official, because I don't want not to fight. My life is all about fighting and war, honestly, because of it. And yeah, crazy shit happens everywhere I go. And yes, suddenly I basically became a part of insanity itself.
Yep. So let's dial back a step or two and focus on that one time when you mentioned that you became basically a prominent, infamous figure in the Indonesian film circle, or the pop culture circle, right? So basically, guys, I've met Audie for a long time now, and we've had some talks before, and we've talked about his status over there in Indonesia. And turns out this guy right here is an infamous member of the pop culture community over there. Can you explain to them what this means?
Okay,
I go.
this is kind of interesting though. Actually, I would easily say that Audi Siswanto is basically the Indonesian Ben Shapiro in the context of pop culture. Maybe Ben Shapiro, maybe Alex Jones, or whatever the hell any controversial figure that you have in mind. Yeah. But
Why
I
Ben
would,
Shapiro in particular, though?
because I basically, that frontal, that steadfast on my opinion, perhaps. I mean, I would easily say that who the hell does not know who am I if they are young? Unless if they are young or doesn't use social media during 2016 or 2017. And yeah, back then I decided to be a critic because I don't know what else I'm going to do. I decided to be a movie critic, and eventually became a goddamn internet celebrity because of my critic, of my style of wording, style of articles, style of my writing. Basically, people know me. Basically, people hate or love me. There are no in between of saying, oh, Audi is just okay. No, it's either you hate or you, man, this guy rocks.
How did this fame of yours become? How did this start? What was that one thing that threw you into local infamy?
I don't remember which movie, but say Adam, you know me very well. You know me very well. It's more like it's a
It was how Indonesian pop culture and the Indonesians take in pop culture, how they operate, how is it different from the rest of the world?
Okay, I would easily say that we are basically have the bad thing is that we have the mentality of America, good and the bad, yeah, good and the bad. The good of America that we have, yeah, we basically are always fighting to make to make fortune and make a bigger name for ourselves. And honestly, the Philippines are our Canada and Malaysia is our Mexico. So you get maybe people wouldn't get the analog, but yeah, we are basically trying to be America. Good or bad, but we are emphasizing on the bad, right? I mean, we know that Americans, if we say the MCU is bad, you will be called as a fascist, right? As a fascist, as a Nazi.
Fascist immediately.
Yeah, you just jump in, just jump into Twitter and say, oh, Endgame is bad, something like that. You remember that could happen, right? In America. Yeah, we are basically following their footsteps.
So Indonesia is trying to be the Twitter of Southeast Asia.
Correct. Correct. Incredibly correct. And we are trying to be America in all so many ways, good or bad. It's more like
What's the favorite American thing that the Indonesians try to emulate?
the fucking MCU.
Superheroes are a big thing over there.
Culture is a way of life.
Why do they love superheroes so much? I mean, remember the pic that I uploaded just earlier, the one of the Indonesian superhero brandishing the Indonesian flag. It was so nationalistic. It's so hilarious. By the way, it's Gundala. It's one of Indonesia's biggest superheroes. A mix between the Flash and Thor.
Here's the point. Unlike the Philippines, our nationalism is honestly way over Jan or you or any Philippines on the servers. You guys the right have to say things about Filipina. Of course, you guys are being citizens, but
I have some choice words regarding the Filipinos. I'm gonna say it later, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I would easily say that our nationalism is way worse than yours.
Go on.
If you guys are proud with your local content or something like that, at least you guys are still weighing on the quality. You are still tedious. Are still putting attention to the quality and the reputation. No, but Indonesia is all about pride, and all over again. Pride and pride and pride and pride.
So it's in your culture. If you put out something over in film or TV, it better represent Indonesia really well, or
Correct.
it better stoke the flames of pride inside everyone.
Correct. And the best way is that superheroes. I mean, we got the Southeast Asian mentalities that our heroes are mostly real people, right? I mean, you got Jose Rizal, you get those Katipunan guys, yeah. But I would easily say that the Filipino honors their heroes well. They honors Jose Rizal and the others well. But in Indonesia, no. There are this insane culture, insane way of thought that there are always be heroes in every generation. And what the fuck is that?
Can you elaborate on that? What do you mean?
Yeah, they are basically desperate of heroes all the time because they feel they need. Yeah, they are desperate of having heroes. They need escapism. They need to escape from reality, thinking there are going to be heroes that will fight for them.
Is that a bad thing?
Honestly, yeah, it's basically escapism and in the worst kind of way.
So instead of being heroes, they'd rather pretend that there's a superhero to come save their asses. Is that
Correct.
right? Okay.
Correct.
But they actually won't do jack shit themselves in order to become a
Correct.
hero to somebody.
Correct.
I see.
Correct.
But so once you throw some criticism towards the superheroes that they worship, they start hating you.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, my time was also marked with the point of Twitter. Twitter mentality eventually became not common, but it began to to appear here. Twitter mentality, like considering, oh my god, Tony Stark is my hero, something like that. He represents this. He made me happy, something like that. Yeah, basically, I was also accused of, ooh, you are taking our happiness, something like that. It actually happened.
Taking away their happiness.
Yeah.
On our end, on me and Jansen and for other Filipinos out there, I'm gonna confidently say this: our culture, our nationalism is really different from yours in a way that none of the Filipinos right now, the majority of the Filipinos right now aren't really nationalistic. I'm gonna say this, and I'm not afraid to, say this opinion. The Filipinos, the majority of the Filipinos are only nationalistic when it counts. They're only nationalistic when a piece becomes famous internationally, and they're gonna shout, "Yay, Pinoy pride, woo!" But otherwise, they don't really care. Only when it gets international attention would they go Pinoy pride. Here's a big example. When Heidelin won the weightlifting women's division in Olympics, before that, no one really cared. Our government didn't even support her going there. But when she won, suddenly people came out of the woodwork and said, "Woo, go Heidelin, Filipino pride, woo, represent the country, awesome." And then the brand started making commercials or ads about Heidelin. Like, where the fuck were you guys when she was training? When she was actually working her way up to the Olympics? Where were they?
It kind of different.
She was even red tagged. She was even accused of terrorism by the president.
It happens here too, but in our parts, Indonesians want someone to get the gold medal because they feel that, oh my god, this is going to be the what is it called, sunrise over the COVID darkness in their minds. They're really that desperate of being happy, of being having escapism. This is a counter of escapism around here.
Do you think? Here's a nice question for you to consider. Do you think a Filipino could survive Indonesia, or do you think an Indonesian could survive the Philippines?
Honestly, yes, in both parts, but I would easily say that an Indonesian will be comfortable in Filipino life, but a Filipino will question an Indonesian life. They will question Indonesian life.
Which particular aspect of Indonesian life would Filipinos question? By the way, I find it funny that you have halo-halo, buko pandan, and inasal over there.
We are basically Bizarro America, man. Everything that is happening in America, we got the reverse of everything around here. That's simple.
But isn't that the same thing that we have? Because we were colonized by the Spaniards, Japanese, and the Americans over here. I could even say that we are also trying to be bootleg America. How is our bootleg America different from your bootleg America?
We basically also had the Biden versus Trump discussion, but with our version.
Go on.
we basically also have our kind of colored hair SJWs.
Mhm.
We also have the and every discourse that is happening in America will also happen here, but in different contexts. Everything, man. Everything happens there will happen here, but with a warped and incredibly twisted version of it.
But despite all that, do you like living there in Indonesia?
Oh yeah. I would say this country is not perfect. I'm not even nationalistic, but I would easily say that my life and my friends' life, my life and my studio and my folks' life, and any Indonesians on my studio, just like what I told you to Adam. If I want the Filipino folks of my studio to be a big name in Philippines, to have to do change in Philippines, I also want me and my Indonesian folks basically change. I don't know if we are going to be if we are going to be big names or what. But I just want to do an impact, to mark my legacy around here at the very least. This is the place I want to mark my legacy in at the very least.
I see. How's it looking so far? How's your journey looking?
Man, I don't know. That's the future.
All right.
I'm not going to be cocky about it.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you some more questions, but first we're gonna take a quick break so that you can recharge, and we're gonna ask the next phase of your interview, which is how you got into Majima posting and what other things related to that.
Wait, I will add that.
No. Save it.
okay.
Save it
Very
for
well.
the next place of
Very
the
well.
interview. All right.
Well,
So we're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna play 3 Indonesian songs back to back. This is Chris Ye with Seperti Yang Kau Minta. You do the honors, Audi. You read this for us.
okay. Next is Krisha, not
Krisha.
Krisha, but Krisha.
Yes,
Seperti yang kau minta. In English, it's just like what you want.
And there's 3 songs, Up to Reza and Masaki.
Okay, and also there's Ahmad Dhani and Anda Ramadan. Cool Desak, Cool Desak and
Cool Desak.
Latin, Cool Desak. And and our final there's Reza and Masaki Ueda. Yes, it's a Japanese song. Biar menjadi kenangan, or in English, Let It Be Memories.
Let It Be Memories. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have those 3 songs back to back, and then we're gonna proceed with all the interview. And please stick around to the end of the show for some very special announcements and the rules for the karaoke contest. So stick around, stay tuned. We'll be back with Audi Siswanto in a bit.
Bagai buih di laut biru, tersapu ombak terhempas badai. Aku bagai debu di padang pasir, terseret angin terbakar panas. Tolonglah Tuhan, beri petunjukmu, jalan yang benar menuju jalanmu, agar tak tersesat di persimpangan jalan. petunjukmu, jalan yang benar menuju jalanmu, agar tak tersesat di persimpangan jalan.
Tetes air mataku tak tertahan lagi, menanti kepastian tentang kita. Kau masih juga bersamanya, masih mencintainya.
Maafkanlah sayangku atas keadaan kamu tak pernah jadi kekasihku. Wajahnya selalu terbayang saat kau di sisiku.
Aku dan kamu takkan tahu mengapa kita tak berpisah. Walau kita takkan pernah satu, biarlah aku menyimpan bayangmu dan biarkanlah semua menjadi kenangan yang terlukis di dalam hatiku. Meskipun perih, namun tetap selalu ada di sini.
Ku beri segalanya semampunya aku, meski cinta harus terbagi dua.
Mungkin kamu tak pernah tahu betapa sakitnya aku. Aku dan kamu takkan tahu mengapa kita tak berpisah. Walau kita takkan pernah satu, biarlah aku menyimpan bayangmu dan biarkanlah semua menjadi kenangan yang terlukis di dalam hatiku. Meskipun perih, namun tetap selalu ada di sini. Oh, pasti kamu tak pernah tahu betapa sakitnya aku. Aku dan kamu takkan tahu mengapa kita tak berpisah. Walau kita takkan pernah satu, biarlah aku menyimpan bayangmu dan biarkanlah semua menjadi kenangan yang terlukis di dalam hatiku. Meskipun perih,
Maafkan, aku tak bisa memahami maksud amarahmu. Membaca dan mengerti isi hatimu. Ampuni aku yang telah memasuki kehidupan kalian, mencoba mencari celah dalam hatimu. Aku tahu ku takkan bisa menjadi seperti yang engkau minta, namun selama nafas berhembus, aku kan mencoba menjadi seperti yang kau minta. Ampuni aku yang telah memasuki kehidupan kalian, mencoba mencari celah dalam hatimu. Aku tahu ku takkan bisa menjadi seperti yang engkau minta, namun selama nafas berhembus, aku kan mencoba. Aku tahu dia yang bisa menjadi seperti yang engkau minta, namun selama aku bernyawa, aku kan mencoba menjadi seperti yang kau minta. Aku tahu ku takkan bisa menjadi seperti yang engkau minta, namun selama nafas berhembus, aku kan mencoba. Aku tahu dia yang bisa menjadi seperti yang engkau minta, namun selama aku bernyawa, aku kan mencoba menjadi seperti yang kau minta, seperti yang kau minta. Aku kan mencoba menjadi seperti yang kau minta.
I made myself a gin and tonic during the break, and yeah, over there, yeah, I sent it. I sent it over the discussion first. Yeah, I made myself a cocktail while waiting for the music to end. Pretty delicious, actually. It's 2 ounces of gin and 6 ounces of tonic water and a dash of toffee nut syrup just for the flavor and a slice of lemon. Oh no, oh lemon peel, lemon peel, candied lemon peel, just at the bottom of the glass. Yeah, shout out to the Lemonade Clan. Hello, guys. Hey, shout out to the Lemonade family. This drink's for you. Anyway, yeah, well, let's proceed with our Audie's Swanto interview. And Audie, are you here?
Yeah.
You're always there anyway. You never disappeared. Anyway, so we're going to proceed with the next phase of our interview, which involves you going out of the your infamy spreading outward away from the Indonesian pop culture. So at one point, this infamy of yours extended beyond your local industry, your local pop culture industry. Was Majima posting the first internet subculture that you became known in, or is there something different?
I would easily say yes and no because when I joined Majima Posting, it was also at the same time I became active on the Paradox gaming community. Basically, those map games, Hearts of Iron, Europa Universalis, those games, and yeah, there are some people who was also on there, like in
And
Majima Posting.
how did you get in there, and were you famous immediately, or did it take some time?
It actually takes some time, though. I mean, it's the international world, but I would easily, I got recognized way much easier in my Majima Posting because I think it took only a few months before. Wait, does it? Wait, are you Audi? Are you that Audi? Yeah, I play Yakuza. Why?
So it started with in the Paradox games subculture. How
Yeah.
did you get into? How did you hear about Majima Posting?
I don't actually even remember. I think it was one of my friends. Maybe Adam or Luan knew Danar Jati and Banani. I think those two are active still under Facebook groups. They have been on the original, from the original era where it's only Constantine and the others. They
Funny trivia. I was in the original Majima Posting right at the tail end. Like immediately, like 3 days after I joined, it got zucked.
I remember that meme. I still remember what meme that called that killed it.
Mm.
Basically, that time I was zero only.
Yeah.
I play Yakuza Zero.
You see,
I was
you
a
were an
zero
only. You
Yeah,
were
I
an
was-
only.
I was a zero only. I know, man. I know it's weird, yeah, but Audi was a zero only, and I'm incredibly interested of the honestly the Bakamitai meme.
Oh, you were one of those memers.
Not really, but let's just say I knew the Bakamitai meme and song before I play Yakuza Zero.
This was a revelation. Okay.
Yeah, it was actually from a meme of the Indonesian president being sad, a video of it, but with the Bakamitai in the background. and I think oh, this song is good. This song is on my lane. I like this song. So I search what song is it? Oh, it's from Yakuza. I know Yakuza. It's basically that Shenmue game, Shenmue looking game. I know Shenmue first. I play Shenmue first from rather than Yakuza. So yeah, I decided to play.
Okay, so you get a pass. You get a pass from being an only because you played Shenmue first. Respect.
Yeah. So back then, I think it was only Zero, yeah, on PC. I don't remember, but yeah, I think it was only Zero and Kiwami.
Yeah, it was zero. It was just zero.
Oh yeah, it was just Zero, and back then, but not back then, but and during that time, I'm not a console player anymore. So yeah, I basically downloaded Yakuza Zero, and everything started from there. But let me tell you something. I actually looked up Wikipedia, YouTube of everything, about Yakuza, from Yakuza 1, Yakuza 2, 3, of course, 4 and such, but eventually it came to the point that, well, I'm going to emulate things, or during Judgment earlier release, I'm going to my Aniki's house and play it in his house. So I don't know,
drew
man.
you into the series? What was that thing that you loved about it? What drew you? What pulled you in to Yakuza 0?
Okay. No, it's not zero. I will say about the franchise though. I mean, for the very first time, you can even ask Chris. Chris is Zen in this server. He's a witness that back then I saw Yakuza Zero as an incredibly fun game, but later on, people knew about my opinion. Man, it actually doesn't hold a candle when compared to another games. I mean, I was incredibly shocked that actually actually fell in love. I actually fell with I like the series actually because of Yakuza 3 actually. Because
So, was it your second game? Was it the second game that you played, or did you play
no,
it in
no,
order
no, 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 no.
afterwards?
No. I started from the PS2. After Zero, I started from the PS2 version of one, then Kiwami, then two, then 3, 4, Kiwami 2, 5. So go on.
You played it. You played it almost in order.
Yeah, almost actually. And yeah, I saw this franchise just like a movie, man. I love movies. I love the movie industry. I love storytelling, and Yakuza is one of the. I'm not saying best, but I would easily say that this is the rare occurrence of a movie franchise. A game franchise trying and also putting attention on storytelling, developing interesting character, putting reputable tones. And yeah, and even their brand of storytelling is not only on the narrative but also on the music. I mean, for God's sake, Fly is basically why I love Yakuza in a sense. It's what the hell, man. This it's not Fly being good, but Fly, the music, the music alone could even represent the goddamn franchise or Yakuza 3. It's that's the power that this franchise have, and that's why I stayed in. That's why I love. That's why I want to be a part of the community. That's why I wanna keep on playing the games or the feature contents. It's basically this is a franchise that people should have supported rather than various franchise that I would say don't fucking give money to them. Fucking money to the Nagochi instead. He deserves it. He deserves the kudos. Yeah.
Now, having said those nice opinions about the franchise, those awesome positive opinions about the franchise, I'm pretty sure you have your negative opinions as well, and we already know about a lot of them based on the posts that you made in all iterations of the Majima posting group and the other group. So, my question to you is this. Do you still remember that one post that made the Majima posters hate you the most back then, when you first joined in?
I would easily say that every group I'm in, there are always be posts that I'm known for. And for Majima posting, I don't know what I don't know what specific post, but I will say that the whole Kuzerino. I mean, I fucking invented that word, man. I'm basically I'm the one who divides the fandom.
How did this start, basically? How did this war begin, anyway? I wasn't there when it started, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, this is an interesting story. So, do you know that Paparino, the wholesome Paparino meme?
Yeah.
Yeah, that John Wick wholesome Paparino meme. It's basically me getting incredibly annoyed of the Yakuza 0 fans. I mean, there was this Indian or Pakistani guy, I don't remember. He posted a meme of Yakuza 3 being bad, and I say, man, Yakuza 3 is really good, and I actually feel, man, this is too much for me. I gotta say something. The whole spirit of me hitting back the MCU fandom, it repeats back again on the Majima posting. So I decided, wholesome Kuzerino. Since everyone worships Kuze, everyone worships Majima. So I decided, man, I gotta make this post. And yeah, history started from there.
What was the Kuze worship back then? Because I'll be frank. I'll be honest. I didn't really got attached to Kuze as a character. So I only saw the appeal of Kuze when the Kuze Arena War started dying down. Like when people mentioned that, hey, this guy is the spirit of not giving up, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But the way you mentioned this, the way you told this story to me multiple times a while back, it seems like the Kuzerinos really attached themselves
Yeah.
really hard to Kuze. And
The Kuze
almost
the
to the
Kuze
same
worship.
level as the Majimarinos attaching themselves to Majima.
Yeah. The Majima worship was the Kuze worship. But the Majima worship stands way longer, I remember maybe Luan maybe remember it. I don't know, anyone from the original group possibly remembers of it. Maybe Jake perhaps, maybe DJ, or I don't know, man. But yeah, back then
And,
Kuze was the
And when did the other splinter groups come from? Like, was that in the first after the first Zucking, when the Dreamers, or when you made the Dreamers and the other subgroups?
I
Dicks.
back that time I just basically invented labelings just for fun actually.
Yeah, I think that happened in the after the first Zucking, right? That
Yeah,
was in
it's,
the
it's,
OG
on,
group.
it's on the second. Yeah, the first the first resurrection group.
And those terms stuck ever since.
I mean it went to Twitter. It went to
Yep.
other groups.
Although Yoko Homies was mine. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
mine. Yoko Homies was mine. And when these first controversial opinions of yours started pouring in, when did you realize that this infamy bled even in the Yakuza group? This infamy of yours bled into the Yakuza group. Did you ever realize that, or did you expect it from the get-go before even joining?
When I see Indonesians on the group, of course I expected from the get-go, but I knew things are going to be worse or quote unquote questionable. When do you remember the Last of Us 2 meme in the group? With Abby being a muscular woman.
Yep.
Yeah, basically I make critics of it. You can critique the game. You can say the game is bad. You can say Abby is a bad character, but people shouldn't have say the game is bad because she looks like a man. Like why do physical shaming at the very least? And I also but my critic about Last of Us kinda attracted some people from from my past who basically fought me in the past to appear.
And what did they say?
I think Luan remembers. I asked Luan about Luan. Can you delete this guy's comment? He's basically pulling out real life stuff on the on the group. I even asked Luan about it because I don't feel I don't feel comfortable.
I think I remember this. I was involved in this. Someone infiltrated the group and started bringing out some old some stories from your skeletons in your closet.
Yeah.
Uh,
And after that, well, I feel okay. Turns out even in this group, people know me. And turns out, yeah, it also happens in the tokusatsu group, or even the paradox tokusatsu.
Yeah.
Even I don't even remember the last time. If Indonesians doesn't remember me, and the only time Indonesians doesn't know me is that, well, there are no Indonesians on that group, on that community. That is the only time I felt that.
So, during this current state of yours, this how do I say this? In this phase of your life, and you realize that you are surrounded by controversy no matter what you do, right?
Correct.
Do you actively seek it, or are you still just a magnet for controversy? Do you actively search for it, or do you actively start it? And do you enjoy the negative attention that you get?
Okay. Here's the funny thing. Contrary to popular belief, everything I said is always what I believe and things. It's always been like that. If I say Yakuza, if I defend like Yakuza 3 or something like that, why I want to defend it? I like the game. I have opinions about it. High and low, good or bad, extreme or normal. That's what I am. That's why I think about something. Like for example, if I think that I'm not going to be racist, but this is kind of a tribute to Joe, yeah, to Joe Mondi. If I say I don't like the whole conflict between this country and that country. That's why, yeah, that's because I actually have opinions about it, and I think that's what I am. What I represent. I represent my opinions, but I do admit that some things are planned, but not staged. I will say not staged but planned. I know that okay, during this time, for example, on that time I will release something. I will release a comic. I will release I will appear. I will appear on the limelight. I will appear on the internet because I will promote my content.
Mm-hmm.
Again, things are not staged. I never faked anything. I plan things. But
So there's a difference between planning things and staging things.
yeah, because staging is fake, but plan. I saw what is going to be happen, and what am I going to do? What I gonna expect? What I'm not, what I gonna prepare? But in stage, I gotta look for answers. I gotta
I
look
get
for.
what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to fake things, but I plan things. But back then, I don't enjoy negative attention. It affected things. It affected my friends. I mean, for a goddamn sake, it will affect anyone who works on my studio. It will affect them somehow. In Indonesia at the very least. But I believe now I'm on the position to fight back, and so negative attention only become publicity, and new door to be chew on, new war zone to be fight and to be fought on, and at the very least, yeah, bad publicity is good publicity.
So you view it as a challenge.
Yeah.
I see. So we're going to shift gears a bit and ask you some questions that are probably a bit deep, and
Okay.
it's gonna be away from Majima posting for a while and your infamy. Is there something that you're definitely sure that not a lot of people have?
I don't know, man. I mean, all people in this world are different. They have their own ideas. They have their own mindset. They have their own things, and I don't feel I have the right to say, oh, I have something unique. But I would easily say that one thing for sure. I don't think that not all people want to die. Like a legend.
You want to die like a legend.
Blazing, guns blazing, remembered, having a mark on the wall. I don't think much people in this world want to unlike that, to be honest.
What's your ideal way to die?
And
Have you painted something in your mind, some awesome way to go out with a bang?
bro, that's the feature. That's incredible. The feature. I don't have the control to say about it. That's fate and time itself. But
So like, what's the fantasy? Like what's the what do you call this? If you were to paint a fictional way for you to go out, what's that one awesome thing to go out like a legend? Like me, I wanna like face down a gun mob of, for example, I want to face down a mob of soldiers and then tell them some badass line and then get shot and then spark a revolution, something like that. What's the
Going
fantasy?
going old,
Hmm?
going old, and basically already marking various things in life, in the world, in the country, and basically I don't care what means it is, but growing old, already making marks, already making a name, and knowing very well that here's something. Anyone who watch the Soul franchise must know that the villain Jigsaw, the Jigsaw killer, had this this ideology of his work, his legacy. It's what made him immortal in a sense. That's what I also had in mind. I think as long my legacy is there, as long my legacy, good or bad, is there, I will feel that it's only a physical concept in a sense, a physical, not metaphysical. I mean, we don't know what's lies after that, but at the very core, I just want go old, no matter how how it will happen. But at the very least, there are it's an old man who already marked so many legacy at the very least.
So it's not the way of dying that's legendary. It's the legacy that you leave behind before you die that's
Exactly.
legendary.
Exactly.
You see. That's a good way to die. Being
Exactly.
remembered for something good. Leaving something good before shuffling off this mortal coil.
Exactly.
I see. Yeah.
Sorry, Adam. I mean, for God's sake, my one of my ancestor is literally remembered for coining things that so many presidents, so many politicians made in reference to, or even his name was marked on a street on Central Java. I mean, man, I wanna be more than that.
So in this journey of yours, in this kind of way of thinking of leaving a legacy before passing on, who inspires you to pursue that kind of life, that mindset? Who are your figureheads?
Lots of them, man. Lots of them, real or fictional. I mean, for example,
give me five.
I wouldn't say five. I will say, like, for example,
Just give five.
I wouldn't
About
say
all
five.
of those.
I wouldn't say five because here's the part. Life is all about learning. Life is all about meeting new people. It's like a goddamn RPG. You meet the people. There is quest. You learn. You basically make an example of them, something like that. And for example, fictional. I am incredibly influenced back then by, for example, James Bond. But there are also face of me who also thinks like, for example, some characters in Yakuza actually inspires me. Like, for example, Yoshitaka Mine. Mine is a inspiration for me, and even the Jigsaw Killer is also an inspiration for me. Man, there are lots. Everything I watch, everything I see, everything I pass in life, everything is an inspiration. Everything is a thing to be studied from. Like, or real people, and if we are speaking from real people, I'm also inspired by even the smallest things, like, for example, Stephen has had this mind of trying to make a community and bullying it, man. That's something I want to also strive for. Or maybe honestly, you too, man. Like, I've thought, you've told me you have passed various bad thing in life, but you still survive. You still have good things at the very least. You honor the good things in life, man. You are basically a reminder for me to be at least grateful of what I have and stuff. Or maybe even Joe, man. I feel like, for example, looking at Joe, I'm inspired of men and friendship, bonds, relationship. It's not something that is having a border of nationalities, race, religion. No, I mean, I got them guy in the outskirts of Praha could befriend someone from Manila and someone from Jakarta like me. There is nothing to stop.
Jesus, you're just south of Mindanao. You can go here anytime.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, that's my point. Everything, I learned so many things, real or fictional, from people, from characters. So I don't think I would say something inspired me. Even my there is this person I considered as an uncle, but he's actually he's a big actor around here. He's an inspiration to me too. But I don't feel it's right and it's fair to pick one or pick five, because without any single thing that I learned from everyone, real or fictional, I don't think I would be the person I am.
So you're an amalgam of a lot of figureheads, a lot of role models that it's hard to pick just one, because they inspired one or two aspects of your life and they mixed around together to form you. Is that right?
No, I would say that I learned from them. Audi is Audi. Audi is myself. I am my own man. But I would say that instead of inspired, I got so many people I learned from.
So they're like teachers instead of.
Yeah.
I see. So among those people, and this is the last question for your interview. Probably among those people, living or dead, if you could have lunch with any one of them, who would it be and why?
I would easily say lots, because I'm not saying I'm on the position, but I would fight for a position that I could easily meet them. Yeah, but living or dead, I actually got two. One for the living and one for the dead one. For the living, I would easily make my name big enough quick to meet Eric Clapton.
Clapton, yeah, good choice.
Yeah, he's a mad lad. He lived a legendary life. I mean, back then he was a rascal. He used drugs. He passed this and that. But if you are a fan, or at least you knew about music, you know that he lost his son, right? From a fall, something like that, and it changed him. And today, instead of people remembering him as the guy who steals George Harrison's wife, or as the guy who basically used drugs, rock and roll. No, people remember him, good or bad, as a legend, and he made an impact, good to the society. He inspires future musicians like John Mayer.
Yeah, he had such a turnaround.
Yeah, he lived. It's not about the turnaround, but he lived a colorful and legendary life, and I really wanna have a talk. I mean, I could see myself, perhaps maybe I'm the Indonesian captain, something like that. And again, that means maybe if I can control my inner child and fanboy too, because maybe I will, instead of being a serious person, man, I slipped into a state of a fanboy. The dead one, the dead figure one, I would first of all, I would say that it's Wes Craven, the guy who directed the Freddy movies.
Yes.
Because without him, I wouldn't be a movie creator. He is the one who made me love movies. But in all honesty, I want to, if I could have a lunch again, hang out again with. There is this person. She's basically my best friend that feels like a sister to me, and a big part of my life, helping me getting back up. I just want a lunch to, I just want a lunch to tell tales to her again, after she's gone. Well, after she's not on this mortal life anymore. What the hell is happening? World's different. I just want to tell her that again. I mean, yeah.
Just even just for 2 hours, right? Just to get in touch with her again, catch up.
So yeah, guys, that's actually Audi.
Yeah. I have a bonus question for you. Do you think if there's something that you want to say to yourself 10 years from now, what would it be?
No regrets.
No regrets?
Don't regret things. Don't regret things. I mean that, and maybe I will also say that Do you how far you already moved the goalpost, Audi? 10 years from now, how far the goalpost is moved?
Hmm.
What kind of wars that you have been fought in? That's what I'm going to ask.
So you're going to be his inspiration. Do you think past Odi believes in time travel? Do you think he'll believe if he sees you?
No. No.
Do you think you're a good model to a past version of yourself?
I would say that I wouldn't see myself as good or bad. In every point of time, I wouldn't see myself as being good or being bad. I'm just me. I'm just doing my stuff. I'm just doing what I want, what I want to do, what I'm going to do. There's no, it's not about good or bad, but what the hell I'm doing.
Okay. Right. So thank you for your time, Audi, and it's been a nice few hours talking to you, and thank you for sharing your life story with us. And yeah, thanks for letting everyone know about your life, and we appreciate you laying it all out there. Actually, you didn't lay it all. There's a lot of other things that we left out. They'll probably be somewhere down the line if that opportunity presents itself. But yeah, for now, thank you for sharing your part. See you next. What?
Yeah. Before we close this down, I would easily say that.
Close this down? That sounds ominous.
No, to close this goddamn
This interview. Yeah.
Yeah, this goddamn interview to close this down. I would say that Majima posting is something for me. I mean, it's a rarity that I could feel comfortable, and I could get friends. I could get people who I consider, man, you guys are real. Like for example, Adam is real. He's not he's not some online personality. He's actually a guy who in Manila doing things, doing stuff. He has his life. He has stories to be told to people. And there is also Luan, and there's also Joe. There's also Chris. There are also DJ. There are also, man. You guys feels real, man. Actually, you guys actually feels real. Despite being we have these online borders, and I feel thank you very much for making things good, making things real, and let's fight for a better Majima posting, for a Majima posting that will be official for Sega. Perhaps somewhere down the line, maybe you guys actually could be an actual friend of not just community friends, but actual friends like me and Adam did, for example. Maybe one day I will go to Chess and meet DJ or Joe for real, or maybe meet Steven for real. That's what I actually thought of. Like, man, if I go to Czechoslovakia, I will actually ask, hey DJ, let's meet, man, or Joe, let's meet, man.
And sell your liver for a quick buck when you go here.
Yeah. And
Hey, the Viet Cong has a violent reaction. He says he's not real. He's a figment of your imagination.
Okay. Adam, there are actually questions though for me. From GJ.
Yeah.
About Huarang. I don't like Huarang. Screw Huarang.
JJ, did you hear that? He hates
anyone
Warang.
who means Huarang.
Why do you hate Warang? What did he do to you?
Huarang is basically Steve with legs.
No. I have a violent reaction to that. Steve with legs is Lee, not Warang.
No, it's Huarang.
Lee is easier to juggle. Lee can juggle easier than Warang.
Play better. Get good.
What?
Get good. F you.
Lee literally has the Dempsey roll but legs.
Oh, screw you. Screw you. F you,
What?
man.
You need skill to use Warang, man. That's what I'm saying.
Next question from Jake. Saori best girl. Yeah, actually, she's nice. Saori best girl. She's nice. So yeah. Again, shout out to all the moderator team and people like I don't know, man. Everyone is important for me. Like DJ and you guys are basically representing the goddamn community, man. So shout out for everyone, actually. Shout out and for everyone. Stay healthy. Stay, be good people, man. Be what is it called? Be good humans, man. And in these crazy times.
And play all Yakuza games.
Not actually don't.
Why?
You don't. Play what you want. Do what you want. Actually, with good reasons at the very least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sixth best game. Anyway.
Yeah, be good people, man. Be good people.
Yeah, thank you, Audie. Thank you for your time, and see you out there someday. There you go. That was Audie Siswanto, one of the arguably infamous members of Yakuza Majima Posting and the Indonesian pop culture community. So, before we end tonight's show, I'm going to I want to thank everyone for sticking around to the very end, and as a reward for sticking around, I'm gonna tell you two final things. One of them would be the final rules for the karaoke competition, which is still tentative. I'm still trying to figure out when I could run this. It's definitely not gonna be next week, but at least we have the rules. We're going to, as opposed to my previous announcement, we're going to have 3 categories for this one. One will be the solo, the second one would be duet, and the third one would be patriarch. Because for the contest rules, we're not gonna allow the patriarchs to join. We're not gonna allow the patriarchs to join the solo and the duet competition. They're gonna have their
Fuck
own.
off.
They're gonna have their own category. Because it's gonna be unfair if the patriarchs fight the lower ranks. It's just not fair. So the patriarchs, you're gonna have their own category, but the patriarchs can have a choice of either singing solo or singing duet. So if the patriarch wants to sing a duet, he can ask for someone to sing a duet with him, or you can sing it solo. Spoiler alert: I will probably back off from the contest because I don't want to join a contest that I started. That's just taboo. No matter how you put it, you don't join a contest that you started. So I'm gonna sit back and just watch everyone. For the solo and duet competition, you can pick a song that is not connected to the Yakuza franchise. As long as the song is singable, well, of course, and it preferably an English song so that everyone could understand, but it won't stop you or it won't affect your score when you sing it in your own in a different language. The song will be sang on if you have the capability to record the song while you're singing it, please send it over to me. But if you wish to sing it in person, you can also do it, but the problem with that would be it's the never-ending issue of Discord and syncing, because it's hard to sync rhythm with their vocals, so it's gonna be pretty hard to judge a song on how you on your timing if you miss a beat or two, because Discord is definitely gonna make you lose a beat. So my most preferred way for this to happen would be if you could send a copy of yourself singing that song. But the drawback here is it won't feel like karaoke, because people don't get to hear you sing live. So I am willing to set my preference aside and just we're gonna do this traditionally, like the way we sang it before. Where you're going to have to sing the song in the karaoke channel, and everyone's gonna judge you for it. I'm gonna set up the judging. I'm gonna set up the voting mechanic for it using votes. I'm still looking for a bot in order to handle that one. But yeah, it's inevitable that there will be audience. There will be a voting. There will be a voting portion in the karaoke song. But I will also be judging the song based on vocal quality, not the audio recording quality, okay, but the way you sang the song, and timing, and the pronunciation, and of course the audience impact will be very low. Will have a very low percentage, like maybe just 5%. And yes, bubble bass, you can play the guitar to accompany you singing. That's actually a plus. That's actually a good that's a good idea. Jake, if you want to sing like a butterfly with Luan, yeah, no, we can't. You can't, because in duet, the patriarchs can't join the previous two categories, the solo and duet. They have their own category, but Jake, Luan can sing like a butterfly with you in the patriarch category. So if that's Luan's if that's Luan's entry, go wild, feel free. And yes, Audie, you can sing a Filipino song. No one's gonna stop you. I'm just gonna my own entry would probably be just a pre-recorded song that's gonna serve as an intermission number in between categories, but I'm not gonna join this contest. As for the prize, I'm gonna talk about it with the Modmin team, and let's see if we can provide a prize for the contest. But for now, that's also tentative. So yeah, all that aside, if you have any more questions regarding the karaoke interview, feel free to PM me, message me, so that I can go through those questions one by one and answer them like so. And here's the final announcement for the night. Ready? The next Radio Royale interview. But first, the next Radio Royale episode will still be tentative, but the next Radio Royale interview would be from someone who everyone here probably knows, but is not a member of Majima Posting. Because the next Radio Royale interview is for Devilion7 of the YouTube Let's Play community. I got in touch with Devilion7, and I sent him questions for it. He said yes to an interview through text, just like what I've done for Foul Veins. And yeah, wait for that for the next episode. Devilion7 answering questions that I'm gonna throw at him. If you want to ask Devilion additional questions, just send me the questions that you want to ask him, and I'm gonna try to wire him those questions as well, and see if we can squeeze his answers in the next interview. So yeah, if you have some friends, or you wanna share the word with the other people who haven't logged in to tonight's show, feel free. Just tell them that the next episode the next interview will be Devilion7, and stay tuned for that. Okay, I am pretty excited to read about those answers as well, and I'm looking forward to reading them, to sharing that interview to all of you guys. And I'm also looking forward to interviewing other influential members of the Yakuza community, just like Foul Veins, Devilion7, and Odyssey Swanto. My dream would probably be to interview Sirik Z, but I don't think it's something that needs to be done, because he already did an interview in Reddit, and I think we already have already heard a lot about him, so I'm still looking for other people to probably interview. I guess my other goal would be to get in touch with Voca Panda, the woman who sang the cover versions of duets with like the Akiyama Baka Mitai and the Pure Love and Kamurocho trio version with Kiryu and Akiyama. She's a pretty good singer too, and she sings tokusatsu covers. And yeah, so she's one of my targets. But let's see where this show goes. But for now, look forward to the Divillion 7 interview only in Radio Royale with Adam Cartel. So yeah, I hope you had fun in this episode. I certainly did. And thank you for tuning in. And see you next time for the next episode of Radio Royale with Adam Cartel. I'm gonna leave you with one final song. The remaining song in the Indonesian playlist for tonight. Here's Romeo with Kenanggala. Did I read that right? Kenanggala? Anyway, yeah. It's on cue. And see you around. See you next Friday, Kyodai. Good night.
Tiba waktuku untuk berpisah denganmu. Menangislah untukku sampai akhir kau di sampingku, di hatiku. Kenanglah diriku yang juga mencintaimu. Kenanglah cinta kita yang tak mungkin bersama selamanya. Pejamkan kedua matamu di saat kepergianku. Sang kasih telah mengalahkan cintanya, pergi dalam kalangan selamanya. Kenanglah diriku yang juga mencintaimu. Kenanglah cinta kita